Translation. Well, we'll start with what's happening around us. In the New Vision today, they bring you updates on Ebola. 5 more succumbed to the virus. 40 contacts traced in Kibuku. 5 arrested as lockdown bites. Police impounds 225 vehicles. And Mubende members of parliament complain. Details are in today's New Vision on page 4 and page 27. And also in the New Vision today, Museveni opens up on succession. Mao Muhoozi. President rallies Africans for unity, peace. Details still on page 3 of today's New Vision. Criminal Investigation Department takes over kidney case. And also Railways Minister explains sacking. Residents feel pinch of lockdown. They bring a policeman who confiscated the kids of a boda rider in Mubende district while enforcing the presidential directives aimed at controlling the spread of the Ebola disease. This was on Sunday. On Saturday, President Yoweri Museveni issued an order restricting movement into and out of Mubende and Kasanda districts, respectively. Also, New Vision starts series on persons with disabilities. Details are in today's New Vision. And off to the Daily Monitor. 76 meeting with France over Congo. President says plans are in the pipeline to invite his French counterpart next January to, among other things, discuss ways of resolving intermittent conflicts in the eastern DRC, which has drawn regional powers. Details are on page 3 of today's Daily Monitor. And also the Daily Monitor brings you Ebola lockdown bites, border ban slows O-level examinations, and they bring you the different schools, secondary schools that are sitting for the Uganda Certificate of Education. The Uganda Certificate of Education, the O-level examinations. And also in today's Daily Monitor, there are tenders, deals at United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNOC, BOU, DPFI, CRC, SEDEP, ABI, Kichef, Maif, among others. And also, remain relevant in politics, NUP tells women. These stories and more, catch them in today's Daily Monitor. Allow me to take you straight into today's international news update. Kenya's Lake Turkana is expanding rapidly despite 4 failed seasons. Stories hit by the effects of man-made climate change, according to press reports. They bring you, along with much of East African, the Lake Turkana region has now failed 4 rainy seasons, killing much work that is at the lakeside. It is estimated that it has expanded by more than 10% over the last decade, swallowing up around 800 square kilometers, which is 308 square miles of land. Moving on, the U.S. Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said the situation in Ethiopia is spiraling out of control and has called for an urgent resumption of peace talks. In a stark statement on the 23-month civil war, he added that civilians are paying heavy prices, violence and destructions have reached alarming levels, and the social fabric is being ripped apart. He also added that indiscriminate attacks, including in residential areas, are killing more innocent people every day, damaging critical infrastructure and limiting access to vital services. The UN Secretary General said there was no military solution to the conflict between the Ethiopian government and Tigrayan forces. He also called for the immediate withdrawal of Eritrean troops who have been fighting on the government side. Deliveries of aid to Tigray have been suspended since hostilities resumed in August after a 5-month ceasefire. Moving on, a military aircraft has crashed in a residential area of the southern Russian town of Yeysk, killing at least 4 people and injuring up to 25. An apartment block was set on fire and emergency services called in. A nearby school was evacuated, according to reports. Russia's defense ministry said the plane, as Su-34 fighter bomber, was on training flight when one of its engines caught fire last evening. The pilots in the aircraft ejected before the crash, according to the ministry. Footage has emerged apparently showing local residents trying to help one of the pilots lying on the ground nearby with a parachute behind him. And the U.S. says it agrees with Western allies that Iran's supply of explosive drones to Russia violates UN sanctions. Kiev was struck by the so-called kamikaze drones on yesterday, unleashed by Russia but believed to be Iranian-made. The U.S. agrees with the French and British assessment that the drones violate UN Security Council Resolution 2231, according to the U.S. State Department. That resolution linked to Iran's nuclear accord bars Iranian transfers of certain military technologies. Ukraine has identified the drones or unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, as Iranian Shahed 136 weapons. They are called kamikaze drones after Japanese fighter pilots who flew suicide mission in World War II. And in Asia, China has delayed the release of its latest economic growth figures, which were due to be published as the Communist Party leadership gathers. President Xi Jinping is expected to be confirmed for a historic third term at this week's party congress in Beijing. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, did not give a reason for the delay. The decision has been described as very rare by experts and is seen by some as a sign of further weakness in the world's second largest economy. However, Zhao Chengxin, deputy head of China's National Development and Reform Commission, said yesterday that the country's economy had picked up significantly in the third quarter. And in the UK, former British military pilots are being lured into China with large sums of money to pass on their expertise to the Chinese military, according to claims. Up to 30 former UK military pilots are thought to have gone to train members of China's People's Liberation Army. The UK is issuing an intelligence alert to warn former military pilots against working for the Chinese military. Attempts to headhunt pilots are ongoing and had been ramping up recently, according to Western officials. A spokesperson from the Ministry of Defense said the training and the recruiting of pilots does not breach any current UK law, but officials in the UK and other countries are trying to deter the activity. And finally, in the United Kingdom, Liz Truss has insisted she will lead the Tories into the next general election, despite U-turns leaving her battling to salvage her authority. The Prime Minister apologized for making mistakes after the new Chancellor Jeremy Hunt junked almost all of her tax-cutting plans to stabilize market turmoil. She added her month-old premiership hasn't been perfect, but she has fixed mistakes. And she said it would have been irresponsible not to change course. In an interview, she said she was still committing to boosting the UK economic growth, but acknowledged it would now take longer to achieve. Well, that brings us to the end of this morning's news update. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you of the Karamoja cry. We are sending food relief to the people of Karamoja. Not only food relief, but also different things like beddings, like clothes, shoes, and all that you know can be a blessing to the people of Karamoja. We are also planting, plowing, and producing for the people of Karamoja. Join us as we embark on this project that is helping the people of Karamoja. Whatever has been done so far is very good, thanks to you, the partners of Robert Kayanja Ministries, and also those that have given to the people of Karamoja. There is growth happening, and a lot is going on in that northeastern region of the country. Please join us once again as we embark on the Robert Kayanja Karamoja initiative. Otherwise, we'll return again at 12:45 with fresh news updates. God bless you. Enjoy your morning.